Industrialization is going to fuel immigration to North America, specifically the United States and Canada. And during this period, millions and millions of Europeans are going to migrate to the US and Canada. Part of this was due to smaller things like gold rushes, but the biggest reason for them coming over here was the industrial opportunities. As the United States and Canada industrialized, they needed workers. And so many of these workers came from Europe. And many of the workers had no real skills. They were paid very low wages, but they were needed in order to industrialize. And so not only did they come and work in the factories, but we're also going to see them come over and work on the railroads. For example, many Chinese are going to migrate to California and they're going to help build railroads. Many Irish are going to migrate to the United States and help build railroads as well. And so we see a whole wave of Europeans coming to the United States to help fuel our industrialization. Similarly, in Canada, we see many migrate from the United States to Canada to help work in their factories and build their railroads as well. Latin America was a little bit different. They too saw large numbers of Europeans immigrating to Latin America, but for different reasons. The main reasons Europeans were migrating to Latin America was to work on plantations. And many Italians are going to migrate to Latin America. Asians are going to migrate, especially to Cuba and Peru and the Caribbean, to work on sugar fields. And some of these Europeans, especially, they would migrate back and forth. They would come and work and then return back home and then come back the next season. When we look at economic expansion in both the United States and Canada, a lot of it was fueled by the railroads. Railroads played a pivotal role in industrialization and economic expansion in both of these countries. It also was heavily reliant on British wealth because in order to industrialize, you need money and you need workers. Well, a lot of the workers came from Europe and a lot of the money also came from Europe. Britain provided a lot of the capital to build up US and Canadian industries. Railroads played a big role in this. Railroads help integrate the economies. They help link the East and the West. They help link the industrial sectors in the North with the agricultural sectors in the South. Also, with the expansion of railroads came an increased demand for iron and steel. And so it helps fuel those industries as well. And then railroads are also going to play a pivotal role in opening up the West to settlement. Other things that kind of played a role in this economic expansion, new inventions and technologies, Thomas Edison and his light bulb, Alexander Graham Bell and telephones, and then also the growth of big businesses in the United States. So all of these things are going to help lead to a huge expansion of industrialization. In Canada, the Canadian National Policy was a plan to develop their national economy. And it brought in a lot of British capital, a lot of British money to help build up these industries. And much like the United States, it was fueled by the growth of their railroads. Because again, the railroads helped settle the West and the railroads helped kind of integrate their economies. One other thing we're going to see with the United States and Canada is a growing cooperation between the two. The United States begins to invest heavily in Canadian industries. In fact, by the end of this era, the United States owned about 30% of Canadian industries. And so that's going to lead to more cooperation between the two and more interdependence between the two as well.